Is that just an omen, or does everybody do this? But when you're a teenager and you're driving,
yeah,
and you can't afford to customize your truck, you go one place. Everybody goes the same place. You go to the fucking truck stop.
I was O'Reilly's. I got
O'Reilly's and AutoZone.
The spray tent in the can, my tail lights.
Oh yeah,
I
baby.
screwed them things all
When I
up.
tell you I can plastic dip a set of rims faster than you can fucking spin around, I got you, baby. Outlaw Way Podcast. I'm the boss. We got Nacho, Cheeto, and Joey from Northeast Suspension over here. We are talking about Northeast Suspension in Monroe, Louisiana.
Yep.
And, you know, other than being in the central area of Northeast and having suspension, what in the fuck do y'all do over there? Give me a brief. Come on. Give me get something.
Pretty much everything. Aftermarket trucks.
Oh, I was going to say everything. I didn't know if you cut up Coke over there or not, but I like it.
Nope. No chop shops.
The drink or the...
Hey, shit, whatever makes bail.
Well, we got in trouble for last
bills.
time when I brought up cocaine dispensers. Crocs drops, whatever.
Whatever. So you do anything aftermarket vehicles, tires, rims, lift, bumpers, paint.
That's
all that
no
stuff.
paint.
Bed covers.
No tint, audio, and exhaust.
No tint,
That's
audio, exhaust.
Pretty much the only thing we don't do.
So
and
you
why
say
don't
no
you do
paint?
those things?
Man, it's just not something that I grew up learning and doing.
Yeah.
And I've got
Well, you
got
to pay. You hire a tinner.
I got so here's how it works.
If he
I'm
stays-
limited on space,
Yeah.
and I've got a good relationship with tint shops, audio shops, muffler shops, to where
gotcha.
they send me
So you're
what I
partnering.
need to do, and I
gotcha.
send them what they need to do.
That's a good way to
Everybody
go.
just has to focus on what they do best. And
Building
Gotcha.
relationships.
I got you. Now
I
you're
like
saying no paint. Do you do powder coating?
nope,
Nothing
no
at all.
powder
So
coat.
no paint and
His
any
partner,
way, shape, or
his
powder
partner
coat.
in powder coat would be us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I got
see.
you. I got you.
And he has to have nothing to powder coat.
I'm telling you what, aftermarket trucks just in general is probably one of the top things you can make money on in the South. I feel
Well,
like
it's one of the
because-
top things that somebody's going to spend money on.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
sure.
People want lifts. People want tires, rims, bumpers.
They have to
everything
keep
like
up
that.
with the trends. They have to keep up with their buddies. They have to do all that
Got
stuff.
that right.
Speaking
I
of
mean-
why you don't do other stuff, how busy are you, Joey?
Man, it's ridiculous.
Why is
We
there not
see-
more powder
So
coat?
if I came in there with a truck, say I had any suspension on it, how long till you look at it, touch it? How long is it going to take me to get my truck lifted?
He ain't coming and looking
Man,
shit.
we
It's
do-
187 degrees outside.
we do a lot of quick shit, bed covers, small stuff every day. We do a lot of leveling kits and tires every day.
Just the basic. run-of-the-mill.
Man, if I told everybody, it's gonna be 2 or 3 weeks, which on like a big job, like let's say we're doing like 6-inch lift bumpers, wheels, tires, I might put that one out 3 weeks right now. But we're real big on whenever we get the vehicle, we're working on it instead of, bring it in, man, we'll get to it. Next thing you know, you ain't got a truck for 2-3 weeks. So that, some people, they're like, well, I can't wait that long. But, well, you can try so-and-so, and they'll go drop it off. And they're like, man, I ain't had my truck in 2 weeks. I was like,
that's
Well, while we're on the subject, I told you a while back it was coming. We've had it ordered for 10 months or so.
Yeah.
My wife's 392 Rubicon is out back,
okay.
so we got to get on that.
Burnout competition?
I don't know.
Shit, fire it, do it. I drove it
It
the other
runs.
day. That's a running
Dude,
motherfucker.
that
son.
392 Jeep is the best Mopar thing I've driven. Like, I've driven the TRXs and the Hellcats.
You've driven a Hellcat and you like to fucking that
Hold
Jeep
on.
more than a
There's
Hellcat?
something about that all-wheel drive, the way it hooks.
And
is
hold on,
totally
because they
different.
have an all-wheel
awesome.
drive
It's awesome.
minivan coming out at the end of the year.
Boy.
That's got the big ass motor and all that shit in it. So
Yeah.
Hey, I'll tell you what, I'm a big horsepower guy. I
everybody
like a
said
lot of fucking
electric,
horsepower
and
for no
Dodge
reason.
said fuck that. Put him in
It's-
everything.
Yeah, I love if I could just go out and blow $100,000 on a vehicle and my wife wouldn't kill me in my sleep. Man, I'm all the way Hellcat.
No, that's the
Wide
best thing
body,
you can do.
Demon.
I've got customers that their TRXs, 2-3 of them, but they're smart. Right now, they've gone and bought 2 or 3 Hellcats and put that shit in a shipping container.
SM.
Well, you know what you need to do is
SM.
ask them if they can put one in for me.
Yeah.
SM.
You know, I'll borrow it. Just tell them I'll drive for them. I'll keep
He
it.
ain't driving.
We actually
He's
have
got
a
him put up
friend.
because he's gonna flip them.
He bought
Fuck.
what's the
Demons.
Hellcat, then the Demon, and then
The Jailbreak.
Jailbreak. He
Yeah.
bought a Jailbreak.
Who is it?
Stephen Mann.
There you go.
We'll just
I wanna
say it
say
on there.
I wanna say it.
I'm gonna throw his ass under the.
He bought 2 TRXs. He bought
That's what I'm talking about. He's my 392 customer with
yeah,
the TRXs.
He
boy,
just
he-
ordered
Fuck
5
Yeah.
392s. 5.
He's looking at it as an investment.
What
as
does
a
what does he
retirement,
does he just sell heroin or does he also sell cocaine?
Probably both.
He
I mean,
dabbles in
geez.
construction. a
He
little bit.
dabbles in construction a little
Dabbles
bit.
the fuck. That motherfucker ain't dabbling shit.
But
his-
see, here's the thing though, because Steven is smart. Okay, the car
No,
market goes
Steven
stupid.
is rich.
Well,
That's
he's
what
rich too.
Steven ain't fucking
He's rich
smart.
too.
Steven's fucking
But
rich.
The car
Okay.
market goes stupid.
Yeah.
He watches the auctions all the time.
Yeah.
Well, when you see an OBS that's got, I don't know, 80,000 miles go for 130 grand,
Yeah.
and you can't find a TRX or a Demon, and he buys everything they got.
But it's
It's
these crazy people. They don't want to wait.
Yep.
Yeah.
So my wife's 392. We ordered it. We waited 7, 8, 9 months, however long it took for it to come in. We ordered it brand new, comes in. You can go on Car Gurus right now and find 20 models,
Yeah.
2019 models that are literally $40,000 more than I just paid for hers. And
Same
we
thing with the
ordered-
Escalade V. Those Escalades
That
with the
is a
supercharger.
Badass.
So
Escalade.
we went and test drove one for my wife. We ordered one. It was $187,000. We're going to go try it out. We're going to trade her car in for it. They're going to give us a shit ton of money for her car because she's got a CT4V Blackwing. So when I tell you I wouldn't own that fucking car to save my fucking life, that damn Escalade, we sat in it. It sounds good. It drives good. It's an Escalade. It's got a lot of power. It's supercharged. Badass ride. But for $187,000, homie, that motherfucker ain't did a lot but take me around the fucking block when I rode in it. Okay? I don't see how some people are paying that much more over sticker.
Look, we've got customers right now that, I mean, they're buying. You know, we do a lot of Super Duty stuff. I
Yeah.
mean, that's, you know, one
Number
of the most
one
popular
selling
trucks.
truck.
You got to fix the Ford up. I mean, you have to.
Got to.
We do
You
a
got
lot
no
of
fucking
Super
choice.
Duty stuff, and I mean, I'm telling you, you know, we've had, you know, Corvettes and, you know, all those types of cars come in the shop. You know, I put butterfly doors on one of those C8 Corvettes.
Oh, that's badass.
That was like bucket list. I'll never do it again.
Hard, huh?
But it was a bucket list. I was like, I've always seen it. Wanted to
Did
do
you
it.
have to cut a lot of the door jamb out?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For that,
think
for that actuator
Yeah, I
and
think I
everything in
clocked
there?
it. I mean, I spent about 24 hours working on that car.
Hot damn.
But people were like, "Man, you're crazy for cutting that car up and all that." They're like, "You know, it's $100,000 car." I'm like,
shit.
"Do you not realize that Joe Blow with the King Ranch F350 dually spent the same amount on his truck right now?"
And do you
Yeah.
not realize that dually could probably outrun the Corvette if they do the right shit to it? That's what's crazy to me. You buy the Corvette, all these supercars, whatever you want to do. If you go buy a Ford, GM, Dodge, any diesel,
Yep. Throw a lot of money
and
into
put
it.
half the money in it and get somebody that knows what the hell they're doing, you'll smoke the shit out of all them cars.
Yeah, Zach down there in Texas, Breton Creek Customs, he's got an old 6.0 that, I mean, that's what it is, but it ain't. You know what I mean? And that motherfucker there.
He's got that Dodge 150, that old
Yeah, that
body style.
D150,
It's
yeah.
got a Cummins in it.
Yeah.
Bad
Nasty than a son
motherfucker.
of a bitch.
I'm talking, he has problems staying on the fucking ground, you know, and he's got a third of the money into it that a lot of these people put in these other cars.
Yeah.
It's just crazy
And that's
to me.
one thing that we don't do a lot of is like the performance side of things.
Yeah.
One, government liability. You know, they're cracking down on all that stuff hard.
Emissions.
Okay, let
EPA.
me help you here. In the state of Louisiana, it is not illegal. Reason for, well, let me back up. It's illegal in two spots, Baton Rouge and New Orleans, because they do smog testing. They're trained to do smog testing, and their local officers are trained on a traffic stop to check for it. Outside of that, in the state of Louisiana, the state troopers, the city, any of them,
Well, it comes
they're
down.
not trained.
It comes down
they
to the
don't do it.
inspection.
Right.
Right.
Here, when you do an inspection, they don't check
They
for
don't check
emissions.
I live in Arkansas. We don't
So,
even fucking have
My
inspections.
thing is,
Well, there is no emissions on our inspection.
Now, there is a federal regulation from the
So-
EPA.
right, and my thing is only, I don't need the government looking into me any more than they
Yeah.
already are. If
Well,
it's not, you know,
Exactly.
See,
Why
I'm, in
take
a,
people
I'm
that
in a
make a
different
killing
mindset.
doing
I'm
it?
just going to go vocal on it. Fuck them.
Yeah.
They're fucking me. I'm fuck them.
Yeah,
I
why
don't
take
care.
the risk for you on the business side of
well,
things?
Why
yeah,
take the
when we
risk?
stay busy
'Cause
enough doing what we do.
Be a man. Take the risk.
Fuck that.
Live your life cowing down all the time, or take a fucking risk. Jump off the cliff. Fucking what are they going to do?
That. Here's my thing. So, like, well, shit like that, when
Take
you
away
go
your food
into that
stamps? I don't have food
extra,
stamps.
that extra little step, if you're already making $100 and you're only going to make 10 more for doing the shit that you might get in trouble for, man, fuck that 10.
It ain't about
Yeah,
the
don't
money.
worry about the
It's
thing.
about the test drive and
I'll
the ride.
have
when
you
get
know,
done.
Joey over here very much
So-
cares about the money his
Well,
business is
you
making.
gotta have
Joey,
money, but-
what is it that you pride yourself in? What is Northeast
I'm going to
Suspension?
go out on a limb and say suspension.
What does
It's on the sign.
What does Northeast Suspension? Why would I come to your shop versus a shop down on the corner?
Main reason is, I mean, we've got, like our crew that's been with me, they've been there. I mean, one of them's been there since the day I started. We don't have a turnover rate. My guys, it's the same guys there working on your stuff. You know, we don't float through mechanics. For me, working at our shop, you've got to love what we do because that's the only way you're going to treat it like it is your own. Everybody at my shop, man, they love what they do and they're good at it, and they they care about it. We don't send anything out the
I
door
love Old Big
half-assed.
Country, man. Old Big
Man,
Country.
he's a cool dude. But I mean, we really take pride in our work. I know a lot of people are like, oh, we take pride on. No, we really do. Like I do not.
You enjoy
want,
what you're doing for a living.
Yeah, and I don't want you rolling down the road looking half-assed with me doing it.
And I'll tell you from experience.
So you don't do the squat shit.
Hell,
Because
If
that
you pay
definitely
for it,
looks
I'm sure
heavy.
you'll
They
do it.
pay enough.
No, I refuse. That's not what I don't want to get in that crowd. That's not what I want to do. I think it's stupid.
What crowd are you talking about?
I'll vouch for
It's
one thing.
you know when I'm. There is a.
What crowd are you talking about,
You know,
Joey?
so-
I have seen it personally. I've dealt with it personally. Been over at Northeast.
What Stuart called
Later,
Tyler?
later in the day, we're doing something to the truck. I got another guy from another company out of town coming in to do something to the truck.
Yeah.
He leaves the shop open. He stays late. He makes sure the job's done is done right. Something's wrong. We're gonna, he looks at it, checks it out. If that bleeds into something else, he's looking at that. And there's somebody that's never been in his shop that he don't know that he's giving a bay to and handing tools to, and so that camaraderie, that local hometown stuff. That
Well,
get
every
the job
time I've
finished is
seen
there.
you in Joey's shop with your truck, it's always a last minute, got to have it tomorrow kind of
Well,
shit.
that's
Oh, it's
the
a
way it
lot
is.
of. It's some long Fridays over there.
That's the way all this shit always works
But no,
out.
I mean, that's just what we do. I mean,
Hey,
we all love what we do, and at the
you
end of the
gotta
day,
be
I
like
love
that.
it. Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing better for me and even my guys is, driving down the street, seeing a badass truck, and be like, I built that. I
Yeah.
mean, that's all it is to it, And I mean, we've got.
There's a level of satisfaction. in it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you just see something that you've built,
Got that
out of
right.
an
And
idea,
then,
it's
the
it's a
big
good
thing
feeling
with stuff
it.
like that too is the aftermarket accessories market in general. If you get somebody that you trust to work on your vehicle, you're gonna go back there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I mean, one good job
But-
means 6 more.
Think about what we've been doing lately. We here lately
Black
been
tar
getting back
heroin?
into that, yeah, maybe. But here lately we've been getting into the fab stuff on the side by side stuff. We've been looking at doing different things. We've lit a fire under us individually, getting
Oh,
our
yeah.
hands back in this stuff.
Shit, I spent $42,000 on equipment last week.
So I can understand, when you're customizing something and you get to see it coming one way and leave another way. You get
Got
to
it right.
you get instant gratification of what you've done compared to somebody buys one of our firearms and we ship it to them, and 3 months later they put a review up or something and say it's badass. You don't get that instant, you
Yeah.
know. So
That's what made me get out of doing the mechanic work that I did for 4 or 5 years. Was you go to the mechanic, you're always the bad guy.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody saved for that shit. you
Yeah.
know.
You changed her radiator
General-
belt and her air seat or house.
General mechanic work with no aftermarket stuff going on. Places like
Just ain't
that
cool.
are so undervalued to me, though.
Yeah.
Because everybody fucking hates a mechanic. They hate going. They
Yep.
fucking hate painting. But at the end of the day,
You need them.
that is the most necessary fucking trade out there.
That's something I want to ask you, Joey. So, a couple weeks ago, we're coming back from an event. I got some bad fuel. I
That
put some
that
additive.
red stuff.
Yeah, no. I put some additive in it when I realized it, but I had to work the truck really hard in Atlanta traffic, other things.
Yeah.
I overheated the transmission. So, in my head, no big deal. I'm going to pull over. I'm going to flush this bitch right here. We're going to put new fluid in it. Done. Well, it's a sealed unit, no dipstick. You can't work on it, so I got to get back here. I go
Can't work
to a
on
transmission
nothing new.
specialist. He crawls up underneath it, sticks his finger in the whatever, smells it, comes back out, says, you burned the clutch.
Yeah.
Well, it's got sensors in it, and because of those sensors, it knows that clutch has been burnt. It will not let me forget it, and it's a plug-and-play replace.
Yeah.
So it's 10 to 12 grand. How can people? Where's the transmission guys? How can people afford this stuff?
you can't do it anymore. You
Yeah.
cannot anything newer
Trade
these
that
days.
bitch in.
Yeah.
That is.
Well, you ain't
that is
trading
the-
that one.
I
You know,
but
I mean,
Anything newer, you are pretty much fucked if you want to be a DIY mechanic or just do a general
well,
mechanic.
luckily I had a friend that's a dealer and he got me a really good deal. But man, that I could just if that's where the world is at in the mechanic industry,
Yeah.
then it's a bad deal.
Nowadays, the way trucks are, anything newer, honestly, you're putting tires, brakes, and changing oil. Anything past that, you're trading in or taking a loss.
Well, I had an airflow sensor go out too
Yeah.
at 60 miles an hour, and I lost complete throttle,
Yeah.
complete everything. I
all
had
them
nothing.
safety features and everything else that protects the rest of the truck. But I'm saying at the end of the day, all these newer vehicles and stuff going on, you change oil, you change brakes, you change tires. Anything past that, you trade it in, take a loss or total it.
They fucked us when they put coolant seats in these bitches and made us buy them. That's what they did. They put a blower on your balls and you bought the truck and you can't fix nothing.
Hey, I'll tell you what, I'll take that fucking trade.
I mean, hey, if you pay attention on the whole not working on shit, have you paid attention to your owner's manual?
Yeah.
Used to it was that thick. and it told you how to do everything. Now there's like 6 pages, and half of them say go to dealer.
Go to dealer.
You know,
And
Well,
I'm
that's
telling
what
you
the
what,
EPA shit's for.
Most
just
of
money.
the pages tell you how to work the radio.
pretty much.
and I'll tell you what, most of the dealers will tell you the same thing: trade it in, take a loss, or total it.
Yeah.
And I saw something else the other
Can't
day
get
too.
nothing done no more.
So we're talking about the EPA on the diesels and stuff. I was under the impression that all the diesels now are restricted because they want you to get rid of the truck by knowing 100,000 miles to do taxes, get make money, all that. So they put all this bullshit on it. But I was under the impression that's the way it was, but it's not. So there was a video up the other day of a guy
Government.
that delivers trucks to dealerships,
Yeah.
and he was puzzled. So he made the video. He has delivered, I forget how many trucks he said in the last 2 years with all the EPA stuff. He had a fleet of Ford diesels, dualies, 1 tons, everything, that were not restricted from the factory. They didn't have any of that shit on it. They were going to a specific dealer.
No DEF fluid.
No DEF fluid, no nothing. It
New
was
from the factory.
New from the factory.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
You know who they're for, right?
the government?
Yeah. That's their stuff.
Naturally. Naturally. I'll tell you what, any newer diesel truck, the immediate first thing I've always done is get rid of DEF. Because that shit right there, if you fuck up, you fuck up and it's done. You need a fuel system,
they're
everything.
building them to explode at a certain mileage, so you got to get another truck.
Well, I was extremely pissed the other day. I went to look at a new tractor,
Yeah.
fucking blue cap.
Yep.
I was like, you have got
DEF.
in my field, like
Yep.
my tractor's got to have DEF fluid
Yep,
now.
yep. Over a certain horsepower, isn't it? You
90.
looked at a bigger tractor.
So we got to give a shout out to Mickey Thompson, Amp,
Yeah.
Retrax.
We got a lot of brands that take care of us whenever we're doing builds for y'all, and just like some of the trucks we're getting ready for shows. My personal stuff, like you've got the Retrax bed cover on yours, I've got it on mine.
I wish I would have got the power now, but other than that,
I have a
love
Retrax
it.
bed cover on
I
my
love
truck.
it.
I love mine. You got the power one though, don't you?
I do not. They did not make it for my year model.
I got the power one.
He got the power one.
Yeah.
And really, to be honest, I
need
would
to
go
clean my
either way. I
tracks
don't
out.
have the power
Yeah.
one, and I can open it just as easy. But
Yeah,
I would
that-
like to back up when it's raining underneath the carport. And,
No, hey,
hit
look,
button.
y'all got to wait. So I think end of the year, maybe this year. So they've got all the new Retraxes that are going to be coming hardwired to your truck. So like your key fob, you'll be able to double click, unlock that bitch will open
So
up.
I have to
See,
buy
I
a new
don't,
truck.
I don't want a powered
no,
one.
you just have to buy another Retrax.
Oh, okay.
I don't want a powered one. I like to be able to walk back there, flick that bitch open, and sling that motherfucker.
It is
up.
fun to
That-
watch it go.
What's really cool though, my truck has the power up and down tailgate.
Yeah, we know you bougie
So I can
bitch.
back up. I can back up to the feed store,
Yeah.
and you can see the dude walking toward the back of your truck.
This is some more of that
And you
new
hit the
car
button.
shit.
Yeah.
Why would you put? Okay, you have your top of your line. You have your high countries, your AT4s, your Denali's,
Yeah.
all the top of the line trucks. Mm-hmm. And every single one of them is a different package.
Yeah.
It's an AT4, but it's not that AT4. It's or it's a high country, but it's not that high
That's
country.
because they don't know what they're making.
Different trim levels.
It's whatever they got, and they put
Yeah.
it together.
yes.
If you're
what it
gonna
is.
if you're gonna put a high country out that has a power up and power down tailgate, they should all fucking have power up, power down in the high country line.
Do you
Yeah.
know how many Denali's that we worked on, like the Suburbans, that one didn't have power running boards on them, so we had to put those on it, and two had 20-inch polish wheels.
Well, I found
These
out.
two Denali's were 22-inch chromes, power boards. That's what it was.
I
Now-
found out
no.
that mine's an AT4. So when I bought my AT4, it has everything they offer but tailgate audio.
Right.
When at the time I bought it, and I thought that's what an AT4 was, but it's not. You can order a
base model
truck and put
AT4.
AT4 badging on it, or you can buy
All that
a
is
base
painted
model
bumpers.
and put leather in it and slap it with high country.
I got
You
a
can buy
buddy.
it how you want.
I have a F250 Limited, which is the top trim class in Ford. My buddy has a Limited F350. He has cloth seats and rubber flooring.
Yeah,
Huh?
Yeah,
you can order whatever you want.
you can order whatever the fuck you want. His exterior, and he has AC seats, heat seats. He has the sunroof, everything like that.
They have heated seats and AC seats in cloth.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, but his cloth seats and a rubber floor mat, because when he ordered it, that's what he ordered, because he was going to get seats made and floors made. So he took that fucking price out and got that shit and still hadn't put the fucking seats and floor in it.
That's why you don't order them like that, because you never end up doing what you think you're going to
Yeah.
do.
I tell everybody whenever they're ordering trucks, get the interior shit that you want.
Yeah.
Just pay for it. Because we can change the exterior pretty
Easy. Yeah, a couple bolts.
But the inside, whenever it comes to trying to do the radios and
Yeah.
seat, just order what you need.
they make it, they have killed the swap out radio industry in the
Well,
U.S.
they've
because
made-
the newer ones, you are not swapping that fucking dash out.
Well, they
You're
killed
not.
one industry and they created another with audio.
Yeah.
So they killed the installation side of it where you go to a shop and they upgrade you
putting a
to
double
another
din
one
in
and all
nothing.
that, double din, all that. But they created an accessory company that gives you the plug from factory to aftermarket and the
Yeah.
antenna from aftermarket and the amp bypass and all them little bitty. They
Yeah.
created
Now
that.
you got to
much,
have $800 worth of modules just to put speakers
yes,
in your truck.
just put
Yep.
speakers in.
Yep.
So that bow sounds good.
I'm driving a 2004 Chevy Silverado extended cab right now, and I can do anything on that truck.
Yeah.
Okay,
From-
when is it took? How long is it going to take Zach to put fog lights in your truck?
Oh, well, so I did billet brake calipers, billet suspension bars. I did new fog lights in the front, new light bar in the front, new fog lights in the rear, gears in the front and the rear end, did some stuff to the transmission.
I'm still not feeling you because I seen him take a Ford 350 down to the frame, powder
Yeah.
coat the frame, rebuild the whole fucking truck, and take it to a show in 3 days.
Yeah.
And he's had your shit for like 7 months. or
Yeah, that's
something.
your personal shit. That ain't.
He did build my truck from stock to an any level lift on
Less
30s
than
and
a week.
42s in 9 days.
Yeah.
Bumpers painted, everything, all that stuff. But
Dude's good, man.
he's good. But so the
Shout out to Zach.
everything on the truck's done. I got 60 more rock lights put on. I got a lot of shit done.
60 more.
I'm up to 120 now.
So in January we
And-
went to OPE and
120 rock lights on your
My,
truck.
my electrician, he'd quit if I told him he had
Well,
to put
so
120
these-
rock lights. He's out.
These rock lights aren't multi-LED, so you can daisy chain them.
not Little
Well, yeah,
Rock, but
just
what
like,
was,
and that's why I tell people that one's way easier.
Yeah.
People really underestimate the electrical.
Where did we
side
go
of
in
that shit.
January in Arkansas?
Hot Springs.
Off-road
Hot
Products
Springs.
Expo.
Hot Springs.
I
Yeah.
completely guessed
Okay.
at that, but there ain't many places in Arkansas.
Well, we're outside.
Cross it.
He's, he's
nobody
inside
going
doing
there.
something, and he's got his truck on and his trailer outside. I'm gonna do a video real quick. The rock lights are on. I promise you can play football underneath this bitch. And he just added how many more?
60 more.
You're gonna get pulled over for
Yeah. We got a.
for just lighting up.
It's funny talking about your any level lift. Weird enough, I got a customer here that he was probably one of my best customers, but he moved to Florida.
Yeah.
His family owns a construction company in Florida. I'm like,
Yeah,
that's
he
a
got
whole
money.
different ball game.
Oh, he got business right now. He can do some work.
But
now.
he's actually called me the other day. He's like, hey man, or he texted me. He's like, hey, I've got a buddy of mine just bought an any level lift, getting it powder coated. He's like, shops here suck. He's like, can he come to y'all and do it? I'm
Where's
like,
he getting powder coated
yeah.
at? Who's doing the damn powder coat, Joey?
I don't know. It's
Why are you
it's
not-
Why
in
aren't you
Florida?
Florida.
selling powder
Joey.
coat?
Huh?
Why are you not bringing us all this powder
I
coat?
don't powder coat shit.
Why don't you sell powder coat? Offer it to your customers.
Well, they ain't gonna do much with just a bag of powder. There you go.
So you need a display.
I don't do a lot of. Look, I'll be honest with you. I try to stay out of like middleman and so much stuff now, just because I'm gonna spend. I hate upcharging people for stuff that I'm not.
Okay, so let's
invested
go
in.
at this a different way. Can we build a display, bring it over to your shop, you put it in your showroom, and if a customer sees it that offers powder
Oh,
coat,
hell
they
yeah.
can come over here and get powder coat?
Absolutely.
Sweet. Okay.
Yeah, we can do that.
Either way, though,
But you have to
I-
tell your customers they're stupid when you put a black suspension on their truck. You gotta be like, hey, you're stupid.
You're an idiot.
You're an
Yes.
idiot if
You-
you don't go to Outlaw right now and get this son of a bitch powder coated.
I gotta get my lift kit over here and get powder coated before I
We
put it
got to
on my
look
truck.
at the other one and get it done. So
Have you ever done any level before?
Nope. We've done a lot of weird shit.
So the only thing that any level is pretty straightforward as far as the install, because I've seen a bunch of them done.
it goes on a Ford.
Yeah, but it's man, when you got to cut that frame in the front.
See, that's the thing. I mean, honestly, I looked at all the any level stuff, and there is almost less fabricating parts than there is on some of the other weird shit we do.
Yeah.
You know, so
The,
I mean,
the only thing that's crazy to me on that whole thing is you got to cut that frame with a torch.
yeah,
It stresses me the fuck out when they did mine.
plasma cutter, baby. That plasma
Still.
cutter is the best thing we've got.
So are you
Man,
are they completely cutting the frame or is it just notching it?
Your truck is totaled
Oh,
when
yeah.
they're done.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I tell people that all the time. I mean, you know, people call me all the time. Hey, I bought this truck with a 6-inch lift on it. Want to go back to something? Like, you can't. Like, you done cut shit. It's too
Yeah.
far gone. Deal with it. But
Yeah. Most lifts, I mean, most nicer suspension lifts, nicer ones that are really up there in the price, are pretty much totaling your vehicle because you're going to have to weld something, drill something, or cut something on your frame 100% of the
And
time.
the factory says if you drill a hole in it, it's
Yeah,
total.
you do anything
pretty
in that
much everything
frame.
over 3.5. I tell you, right, what's going to avoid my warranty? They say, you know, as soon as we start cutting frame, that's
Yeah, I
the
mean,
one.
you do anything in that frame.
Now, here's what I guess don't get, but pisses me off. I don't know. It's a whole ordeal. I go down a rabbit hole on that. Is I've got dealers, they're like, 6-inch lift, whatever, it's going to void the warranty. They got Rocky Ridge Edition trucks, okay?
Yeah.
And here's what really pisses me off about the Rocky Ridge Edition stuff is on top of it being I don't know. To me, if you're going to do a custom truck, it's because it's custom to you, not because everybody can go to the dealer, get the same damn package.
Yeah.
But they're using the cheapest shit on the market.
Yep.
They're they're getting private labels
It's
from
great value lifts.
from the cheapest companies.
They
and they're
Alibaba.
paying 10 to 12 grand for it. And I'm like, and then not to mention, you're getting it done by people that probably don't know what they're doing half as good as we do.
Assembly line.
Yeah, assembly line shit. I mean,
Yeah.
they can barely
Chips.
build the car, much less cut the frame on it, because they got to do all the same processes.
Yep.
It doesn't come a certain way. And
Chip's
I'm like,
AT4 came with upgraded shocks.
yeah.
Ranchero.
He had it in his Ranchero shocks. Like they're $99 online.
Yeah.
It was the same. We're looking at the model like, this has to be. That's a $4,000 package they put on that truck.
Had red toe hooks,
Yeah,
Yep.
Ranchero shocks,
Rancho.
Rancho shocks, and there was one of the black chrome.
The emblems.
Yeah.
That is the Z71 AT4 is bad.
But I mean, I tell people all the time, like they'll come in, they're like, I've had a lot of people, they're like, hey, I wanted like a Black Widow truck, that
Yeah.
style thing. And
That's their reference.
yeah, and I'm like, look, and you can actually turn your truck into SCA or whatever in Alabama, and they'll do a conversion on it. It's like 30 grand.
Fuck me.
I'm like, if you give me 10, I can build you a better looking truck that's unique to you
yeah.
in half the time. And that's where I always get, caught up in it. It's 'cause
People
like,
buy
why
the
are
names.
you paying
People buy
for
the
that?
names for stuff like that, and it's crazy. Like the amount of money that people spend. I go to a lot of truck shows, and I have the any level lift. It's hydraulic. It's all this fancy shit. It's up there in the top of cooler shit.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, my any level lift is cheaper than half of the regular suspension lifts at a truck show because of the amount of money that suspension lifts cost.
Yeah. Oh, they'll billet plate.
Just everything, man.
Custom cut. I mean, and that's what a lot of people are like, man, how are they, affording what you're doing, because tires are expensive, lifts are expensive.
Yeah.
And it has gone up. I remember, I think last year, every year we do a build of the year contest. We pick our favorite trucks of the year. Everybody votes on them. They get an ice chest, some money, whatever.
Yeah.
And I remember I was looking at, our options like last year, and I was like, damn, like I swear 2 years ago we did a lot more in-depth builds compared to like what my options are this year. I was like, are people not spending the money? So I started pulling tickets, and I was like, they're spending the same amount,
But
they're
not
just
getting as much.
less.
Yep.
I was like, that's the difference.
Yep.
I was like, it's just the price, everything's gone up. That it's
Ridiculously
yeah.
up, yep.
So, but to me, everybody's like, oh, I couldn't, warrant spending that kind of money. It's not if you either are or you are not a person that's going to customize your shit. Just
Yeah.
like when I was in high school and had no dollars, I'm still customizing my truck. It's either something you're going to do.
When
or
I
So you're
was
either
in-
somebody that spends money or somebody that don't.
When I was in
Exactly.
high
You know?
school, I couldn't really afford the nicer rock lights that I wanted because they were expensive back then because they were really just coming out.
Right.
So I went and got me some red LED 18-wheeler marker lights
Hell yeah.
and screwed them bitches onto my fucking fender wells. And I had red, son.
Is that just an omen, or does everybody do this? But when you're a teenager and you're driving
Yeah.
and you can't afford to customize your truck, you go one place. Everybody goes the same place. You go to the fucking truck stop.
I was
telling you.
O'Reilly's. I got
O'Reilly's and
the
AutoZone,
spray
baby.
tent in the can, my tail lights.
Oh, yeah,
I
baby.
screwed them things all
When I
up.
tell you I can plastic dip a set of rims faster than you can fucking spin around, I got you, baby.
Do you know how much plastic dip I went through on my freaking
Cans,
Chevy?
baby. Cans.
God. And whenever you're in high
Cans.
school, man, $7 a can, like that's why
That was a lot,
And
bro.
what happened was you're like, I ain't
And
buying
you
the
got
extra cans.
You
so
got to
I'ma
get the top of the bumper and the lower valence.
The funny
you know?
part is y'all got cans and y'all have cans and had cans, big cans that spray like a gun.
Yeah.
We didn't have that shit.
Well, I mean, fuck, y'all walked to school. I mean, hell, y'all didn't even have
No,
vehicles back
like,
It's two ways, uphill both ways.
then. I'm telling you, boy.
No, that
In
was
the,
my
in
dad.
the snow.
In the snow.
You're in the fucking snow in South fucking
No, I
Arkansas,
can't tell you
Louisiana.
how many times I'm rattle can. My forearms burning because I'm trying
Oh,
to do
yeah.
it right.
Yeah, but
Sit
see,
there
y'all are rattle canning your lights, and y'all are taking marker lights and putting underglows on it. We were taking actuators and making power tailgates. We were making our hoods automatically open, or putting our condensers, take them out,
Oh, I
put a
can
cooler
remember.
in, put AC tape, and have beer flowing in the cab.
I can remember with audio,
Oh, audio?
You see a totaled out car. You go get the dash speakers out of it. Put 2 more of them.
I'm gonna give you the secret to audio.
I'm up to 12.
I'm gonna give every
speakers.
teenager the secret to
Got them
audio.
under the seat, behind the seat.
Home audio speakers will come out of the house and go into the vehicle, and they will convert to 12 volt DC as soon as you plug them up. Now, don't ever put them back, because if you go put them back in the house, you're gonna blow your unit. But you go get you some house speakers and put them in your car.
Pawn shop, baby. I had a 8-inch subwoofer from a surround sound system from Pawn Shop in my center console.
Okay, did you
your
ever know
sub
about the clear
wasn't
piles?
in a box and on the back seat,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you didn't. That was
Did
a whole
y'all ever
phase
have
of
the
life.
clear piles?
It was clear piles.
Pile was the brand name. Pile, P-Y-L-E.
I was a kicker man.
Okay,
Oh,
no, I'm
kicker
talking about.
comp, baby.
Kicker
I'm talking about
comp,
when
baby.
you're young and you go to a pawn shop.
Uh-huh.
A 12-inch pile, woofer.
Ours was kicker.
It fit perfectly in a 5-gallon bucket.
Oh, no.
So what you did? You take the light socket.
Now, what you did?
You take the light
Listen
socket
here.
out of your closet or wherever, the one that just screws in for the light bulb, and you silicone it in the bottom of the bucket, and you put a colored light bulb in it, and you take the positive and negative lead, go up to the speaker, go from the speaker out of the bucket, you put a ream of silicone around it, seal your speaker down, you set them in the back seat of your car. Beating, lights flashing, boy.
Oh, I had all kind of them fucking little LED strips wired into some shit.
Underneath the dash, baby.
Everywhere,
Oh,
baby,
yeah.
everywhere.
Oh, y'all crazy.
I'll tell you
Man.
what, I think the one thing that changed my life when I was like 17, I hadn't really understood what MDF was yet. And then I got a sheet. Son. We had shit everywhere.
You were building
boy.
boxes out of OSB, weren't you?
Fucking right, son. No, I was actually building that out of
And boat carpet.
So no, what I had was fucking walnut. I had sheets of walnut, black walnut, because my neighbor had just redone his house and he had a fuck ton of money, and he was throwing a bunch of drop pieces away. Well, fuck. I was like, well, damn, can I have this wood? He was like, fuck it. Boy, I had a hand fucking veneer, fucking black walnut
The
shit.
game changer for
Didn't
me that
beat
made
for
me
nothing.
go into car audio, that turned into working for Kicker and all that stuff, was fiberglass.
Yeah.
I learned early how to use fiberglass, and then I took boat carpet, and I'd build a frame.
Yeah.
I would take the carpet and stretch it the way I wanted to on my frame, staple down some edges, and start fiberglassing and work it and build wells and door panels, and that changed the game for me.
I never got into fiberglass lockers. I
It's
didn't like
simple.
it. Fuck, man. There's just so much paste and moving shit around. I didn't like to fuck with it.
The only thing that sucks about fiberglass is if you're going to paint it,
Yeah.
like professionally paint it, and
Gotta
you want it
sand that
smooth as
bitch
glass,
out. Oof.
there's a lot of prep work. But if you're going to cover it with upholstery or leather or anything and use the thinnest foam or whatever you're going to use,
Yeah.
you ain't got to smooth that shit out. It takes no time. It resonates sound. It's bad.
Hey, I can't tell you how many fucking. So I was in high school, and all my buddies, they had a bunch of money for the foam shit you put in your vehicles, the sound deadening foam that you put in your doors and your
the
back.
Dynamat and all that?
Yeah, I didn't have that kind of money. So what I did was I made sure everything was sealed up real good, and I took my door panels off. I sprayed fucking great stuff spray foam in all my fucking doors.
So that kind of works. but
Solid as fuck.
I'll give you a
Your
trick.
windows didn't roll up and down no more.
No, they're still good
I'll
because
give
I
you
had
a
a
trick.
Permanently up.
Roofing tar. The black roofing tar.
tar.
You get your bucket, a little bitty roller, and you roll inside your doors and shit. The same
Let me
thing
tell you
as
right
Dynamat.
now. Let me tell you right now. That wouldn't work. You know why? Because 116 fucking degrees inside that truck smell like roofing tar right now.
But it works.
It works.
does work.
Yeah, fuck.
My
I'll tell you-
my first rock lights were LED cubes.
Oh yeah.
Because rock
The
lights
cheap
really
ones.
weren't a thing. Like I had Gorilla Axle LED
talking about-
cubes.
Nah,
And
they
I
talking
just
about
mounted
Rock
them
lights wasn't really a
straight
thing.
in the middle.
Fucking LEDs wasn't a thing.
Hell yeah. Hey,
You know
I'll
how
tell
we
you
lit
what.
the underside of our car?
How's that?
Extra set of headlights.
Fire.
I'll tell you what. The lighting on vehicles has come farther in 10
Oh, yeah.
years. I remember when I was in high school.
Well, see, I'm trying to
everybody had- HIDs was the thing. Just come
Oh,
out.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now every single vehicle sold or on the road pretty much has LED headlights.
And this is why it got me thinking Doolittle.
yeah.
When he called us a couple weeks back and that trailer had them them rock lights and it burned up or whatever.
Yeah.
How? I'm still trying to figure out
I'll
how.
tell you how. So a relay got too hot and it melted a little piece
Well,
in there.
what relay?
Well, hell, he had 100 on that
I
motherfucker.
understand, but they have daisy chained and you can go.
He didn't
okay,
have enough relays to run it.
you can go to, let's go side by side, go to Woody's Lights.
Yeah.
You can order a 4 light kit.
Uh-huh.
Okay. and you can put 64 lights on each. You can cut the light off the 4 of them, and you can put 64 on each leg,
Yeah.
and it will not hurt anything.
Yeah.
That's 240, 264 lights roughly.
Yeah, I don't know.
How did he burn up?
I don't know. I
You
think
buy the
them-
wrong lights or something?
So what it is, I think the LEDs that he put on there were solid white, 18 LED per light. So I mean, he's got 1,800 LED singles on this fucking trailer.
So Joey, is that particular kit because the way that kit was designed is pulling a certain amount of wattage?
Them hoes were from Alibaba.
Yeah, I've never had an issue with
Daisy
rock lights.
chain,
I
yeah.
mean,
So he had
takes a lot.
I think it was 100. I want to say it was 100 white 18 LED rock lights, all wired up to 2 30 amp relays, and one of the relays went bad.
He must have been running
and
additional phone wire.
didn't work and burnt up a section of the daisy chain wire.
yeah, I mean, I see that all the time. People
Yeah.
come in rock lights, they'll be hanging over drive shafts, axles, whatever.
Nice.
They-
Yeah, well, I
they
got an
don't
issue maybe
care.
you can fix. How come in my rock lights I got a little green hint? Like,
That's a voltage problem, man. Communication
like-
problem.
you got your your colors.
You talking about when you have white on, they look green?
Yes.
Because do you have RGBW rock light?
Yes. These now I didn't. I had RGB lights, and your white is not truly white.
Right.
Then I swapped over to RGB with a white wire with it where you can go solid white. And I'm trying to find right now, but on the front of the bike, I don't know how many's on. There's probably 60s or 70 lights total on the bike. Everything's perfect, but in the front, I got it like a green hue.
Have
it's
you-
not. None of the lights are green. They just have a little hint, or maybe
Have you
one.
washed them?
Yeah, all clean, everything. Yeah.
Ain't got some mud on them.
Yeah.
But
algae.
I can't find the issue.
That is
I'm
algae
replacing lights,
growing
and I still
on
got it.
It's only the front ones that do it?
There's something in the front where I got a green hue coming off the bottom of the bike, and I can't find it.
If
But
they're
what-
all the same, because a lot of them, they'll switch between like 4-wire, 5-wire, all that stuff.
Well,
As long
these
as
are all 5-wire, and I don't use the blue because the blue is just what it is when you put it in reverse.
Yeah.
You light it red. Well, my running is red because that's my color, so I just don't use the blue. But other
Everybody
than
on
that,
the podcast don't want to troubleshoot your lights.
hey, they like this stuff.
They don't like this.
Yes, they do.
And it's 86 degrees in this room.
86 it is nice.
Hey,
Let's start
it
wrapping
is
it up.
101 degrees outside. I just checked the weather channel. It feels like 118.
Man.
We've went up 2
All right,
degrees.
well, we'll talk about that shit later, Joey. Anything that
I got to
we
work
need
on
to
rock lights
cover,
later
or
now. Speaking of being hot, you going to look at my side by side after this.
anything we
yes.
need to cover or go over? You want to tell somebody about Northeast or?
Man,
Show up and
I'd
fucking
about
buy
to,
some
yeah.
shit. That's what you need to do.
Go to Northeast and get
Bear
powder
with me.
coating. It's coming soon.
yeah, bear with me. We work it through the summer. We got holidays. We're working as fast as we can. But,
Hey, man,
Yeah,
Joey's
how
good people,
How they
man.
get in touch with you?
man, we Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
Social
we got
media.
we got a social media girl. She does a great job kind of keeping everything up for us and trying to put out good content. But, man,
Well,
we're
if you need it
Monroe,
lifted-
Louisiana, 71201 zip code,
201.
right in the middle of town.
Oh, yeah.
If you need it lifted, if you need it lowered, if you need it lit,
Or whoa, go back to the lowering.
Oh, you don't lower?
Hell no.
You don't
Okay.
go down, you just go up.
All right.
Yeah.
if you want to go up, or you want to brighten it up, or you want to,
If you want to
Make
go,
some
if you,
step,
if
you
you
wanna-
want to drop it,
you got to go somewhere else because
come see me and Cheeto. We'll call Joey. We'll get you in the
yeah,
boat.
we get you an appointment.
He'll drop it.
Hey, for the boss, for Nacho, for Joey, for Northeast Suspension, for North Louisiana, for Alexi behind the podium over there, there's only one way.
It's the outlaw way.
We're out.